I should start with your mama. She should have whipped your ass. What's going on here? Do you smell the coffee? He expected to. Hey ladies and girls, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I'm your girl Sasha. I'm a proud transgender woman, and in today's video, in today's video, it's gonna be a story time. My first heartbreak, y'all. He done broke my heart, girl. He done did me dirty. So we're just gonna be talking about it. Yeah, let me just not waste any time and just hop into it. It's been a long time since I did a story time, so it's just gonna be a little bit shady. So bear with me. And this story dates back. It happened 4 or 5 years ago. Yes, while I was still in high school. He came from Jamaica. He owned a couple anchors, a couple big visas, kids, and that. I got his papers. That's the type of vibe. Okay, high school. That's a high school. Me and my boo, we could slap too. Yeah. So it goes back in high school. So it's this day. It was just a quiet day. I was just chilling on social media. You know how Facebook used to be back in the day. So yeah, I'm talking about it's 10 years ago, but it's just 4 or 5 years ago. So this particular guy slides in my DMs. Okay, we start talking, random conversations like da, 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 you're so pretty, those type of conversations. And then, first thing when somebody DMs you or slides in your DMs or whatever, you start talking to somebody, you guys to stalk them, okay? You guys to see for yourself, like, okay, is this gonna happen, or is this gonna work, or is my type, or and at that time, this guy, as a profile picture, he had this quote. I think he had one picture, but then, me, a stalker in me, I just went to his cover photos, and that's how I found a picture of him, one picture of him. Excuse me, we're just gonna give this guy a name. His name is just gonna be Davy. Sounds so good and cute for him. I don't know why am I being too kind of with him. We're just giving him these nice names. But anyway, I just go on Davy's profile. After I go on Davy's profile, I just see his cover photo. It was him. I was like, oh, okay, not too bad, not too shady. We can work with this girl. Anyway, we start talking, we start conversing regularly. We just would text there and there, and it'll be nice to vibes on vibes, okay? Vibes on vibes and stuff like that. And then there was this particular Sunday, he suggested that we meet up. Yeah, he was like, can we meet up? I was coming back. I was coming back from church, and I just went to this friend of mine. I never went home to change my clothes. I just straight from church. I went to this friend of mine to visit her. Anyway, while I was just sitting, he just we were talking. I was talking with my friend and also talking with him on the cell phone, and he's just like, "Can we just meet today?" He lived maybe and he didn't live around my neighborhood, but he lived around, but not in my neighborhood. So I'm just gonna put it like that because some people that know me, they're too nosy and stuff like that. I don't want people piecing things together like okay, but they would never know. I was oh, it's not like I'm very very private when it comes to my relationships. I don't hide my partners. I am private. We can be seen in public, whatever, but I'm just so private about that. Ask my friends or my former friends, whatever. They know I'm just so private about my stuff, like, very, very private. When it comes to dating and other stuff, just so I keep that to myself. I'm just like that. It's my nature. It's my nature, my nature. So, this guy, he's like, "Can we meet?" I was like, "Okay, yeah, we can meet." He was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna drive now." And I just tell this friend, I have a meetup, you man who it is, just go home fast. And it was just a 30-minute run Yeah, I didn't mean to run and got home, and while I was while I got home, while I was entering the house, he texts me. He texted me. He's like, okay, I'm 15 minutes away. I'm like, ooh, I'm still at home. I haven't changed. So I just changed into comfortable clothes. One thing about whatever you wear to church, and then you just after knocking out at church, those clothes feel very heavy. Like you just want to change the clothes and just wear something, comfortable, maybe a hoodie, baggy sweatpants or stuff like that. Something comfortable, whatever your comfort clothes are. So I needed that, you know. And then while I was after changing, he was like, okay, I'm here at the spot. Where are you? I was like, okay, I'm still on my way. One thing about me is when it comes to time management, oh my goodness, I need to really, really work on that because, wow. So yeah, I was like, I'm on this road. I'm really near to you. He was like, okay, I'm just gonna go at the gas station and just buy a bottle of water and come back. And then while I was on my way, I bumped into this friend of mine. He asked me, where are you going? I'm like, no, I'm going to, first meet up with this dude. He's like, oh no, can I accompany you? I'm like, no, no, that's very awkward. It would be awkward. This is our first meetup, and we don't need it that way. But he insisted that, he wants to accompany me. I'm like, okay. Don't blame me. Don't blame me though, if anything. So while we were still waiting at the spot for him, I see his car pulling up. Okay, I was like, ooh, pull up in a Ford Audi. Ooh. Nammy, howdy. I'm rowdy. But he pulls up. I see this car. I was like, oh, one thing about me, I like those big masculine cars. Okay, they give that vibe. So he just pulls up. I see his car and just pulls up besides us, besides the road. I just tell this friend of mine, let me just go test the waters. I'm like, dip maybe 2 toes in there and just see if, it's the right environment. Okay, I'll just come back and fetch you. We didn't leave the spot, we were still in the spot, but we were in the car. So I left the friend that insisted to come with me outside. After opening the door, it was just, I was a little bit nervous when I was about to open Davy's car, but then I was just like, okay, let's just open. The moment I opened the door, oh my god, he was so handsome. Yo, those dudes that the tall, dark, and handsome and fit type of dude. He was well groomed. Okay, look at me reminiscing. Okay, but this is a story time for y'all. Okay, so never mind me. So he was well groomed from his bird and skin, and his cologne. He was a good looking child like me. Like he was all that. Okay, he was all of that, the whole package. At the time, I was in grade 10 or 11, 10 or 11, or 10 or 11, between those years, okay, and he was 20 or 21 years old. Yeah, I think he was 21 or 20 years old. So went in store, I see this handsome man, and we kicked it off immediately when we started talking. It was like we knew each other from a long time ago. We're just reuniting back to Kiki again. But it was just it was love at first sight, yo. We talked, the conversation just flowed instantly. We just, while we were talking, I even forgot that, I had a package outside. I had a parcel outside waiting for me. And he was the one who reminded me. He was like, oh, okay. What do we do with your friend? Do we take him along or do we drop him off somewhere? I was like, oh, hell yes. We gonna drop him off somewhere. I was like, we ain't need no third parties. This is a two-person's party and that's it. So he laughed at me. He was like, oh, you're so cold. I'm like, no, I done told this person that I'm going to meet somebody else and, it's going to be... So we dropped this particular friend of mine at his crib, and then we carried along. Like we spent the day with each other. We just drove around my neighborhood and stuff like that, my township, and we we talked. We started getting to know each other. He was a lovely person, a lovely guy, and then we declared this. I don't know, it was a relationship. From that moment, it went to a relationship, and then he dropped me off back at home. I think, yeah, and then we started talking, consistently in the DMs. He would like text me in the morning while I was preparing for school and stuff like that. We would consistently chat and stuff like that. It run from our first meetup to consistently talking, and from consistently talking, it went from casual meetups. Like we would meet up a lot, each and every day after school. He would want to see me, and I would be down for it. We spent a lot of time with each other. Like we were very fond of each other. We we watched the stars together. We watched the sunset together. Those romantic movies, the things that you see in romantic movies. You're like, okay, is this real, y'all? I don't think that's how it happens. But it happened. It happened for me. But then that dude that done broke my heart. Okay, break it up, bro. And he didn't leave no crumbs, no pieces. He chopped it off. So after we would see each other regularly. He would, one thing about, he would just listen. He saw me for who I am, and he didn't judge me. He loved me the way I am for who I am. So that's what I loved about him. And while we would chill, there would be, those Nicki Minaj bodied girls, with them leggings and them good assets out. One thing about me, I'm good looking, little skinny body. You didn't need to be specific like that, girl. But I was, tiny. I still am tiny. Those petite girls that would just pass by, give me that little stink eye. I don't know. I don't know, like, what is it with girls, when you see another person, another girl with somebody, like they have a good thing going around, and you just see them and you give them the stank eye, like, what you doing with that type of man? Like, I don't deserve this good looking man. They have that stank eye or that type of attitude. And some of the girls that I saw, I now went with to school. I was like, oh, girl, but this not me, y'all. You see, chilling with me. But yeah, I never that. It was just I have this voice in my head. That talks. Looks like I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. That master switch that talks. Yeah, I didn't talk to them. It was just happening in my head. But they were just passing by. These girls, they were just passing by, and they gave me a little bit stank eye, and gave my man those sexy, lowering eyes. I was like, ugh, I see you. Ooh. But then the thing that I loved him, his head, his attention, his it was all focused on me. Okay, he never he didn't even turn to even look at who was passing. He was his eyes all eyes on me. He was the realest. I was the baddest. Rocking chinchillas. I put him on and not chinchillas. It was those type of vibes. So yeah, his attention was fixated on me, and I was like, oh, this is my husband. Okay, I'm already pregnant. I'm already girl. Let's go marry me, boy. Marry me already. Marry me already, because wow, I wasn't aware. I wasn't. I was very in love, especially, him holding me in his, those fed up, like those guns, okay, the cheese, okay, the Peter on the chest, okay, I call call those chairs the pillow. It wasn't too much, but it was well built and just that pillow that those guns. Get yourself a fit man, girl. I'm gonna be laughing the whole time of this video. Like, this feels so crazy. This feels so crazy. Like, we would just exist and just we were just in love, and then come after maybe 6 months or 7 months, that consistency, that regular calling, regular meetups, those things, they just faded. He started becoming inconsistent. When it comes to communication and nurturing our relationship like we used to. That's when like your discernment or your gut feeling, that this person is busy somewhere now, like, or something is happening, something is not right. And then he started, not consistently talking to me, not consistently calling, not, his attention, the way he used to treat me, the way we used to communicate changed. And then it went from that to him ghosting me. Like, I would text him, he would not answer at all. I was like, what is going on here? Okay, 1 minute I was Cinderella, and the next minute I am Cruella. What's going on here? Do you smell the coffee? Mm-mm. That was the time that I realized, girl, now you need to drink the coffee, okay? Because that is the tea. So he ghosted me, and it was the most heartbreaking thing. Like, that broke my heart. Like, I even called him, I tried to text him, I even apologized for things that I didn't even know. When you done did nothing, when you done did nothing to this person and you just apologizing just for the sake of them talking to you, or for the sake of him, coming back to you. That man he didn't come back. Okay, he after 1 month and a half, that's when he came back. He was like, okay, I'm so sorry. That he was the first man who broke my heart. He was the man that made me cry. That was the first time I cried for a boy, and that was the first and the last time I cried for somebody. So after that, I was just like, it's time from self-love is the best love. Oh, in your life. I was like, okay, girl, I'm just gonna love on myself and just, pick myself up because he ain't worth it. He doesn't deserve me. I'm over it, Summer Walker. So yeah, he done text me back. Text me back. He's like, I just really want to see you. I'm like, you can go back where you were from, okay? Whatever made you ghost me, go back there, because literally you don't deserve me, okay? You don't deserve a diamond like this, okay? You don't deserve a queen like this. But then I gave him a chance. I was like, okay, let me just hear what he has to say for himself, okay? Let me just hear him redeem himself. But at the time, I had no intention of letting him back in my life, because, what he did was like, I was like, that type of pain is not for the weak, girl. It's not for the weak. I was like, I'm over. I'm done with this person. Still over it. So I'm over. I should have started with your mama. She should have whipped your ass. Yeah. So we met. The first thing he said, you have beautiful eyes and stuff like that. Who does your kid? I looked at him like I was about to slap his mouth. I was like, and from that moment, he started driving, like, this was a steering wheel, and he was like, bombastic side eye, okay, is a slut coming? He expected that type of action. But you know what? I was like, he ain't worth it, y'all. I was like, it ain't worth it. I don't waste my time with you, okay? You don't waste it a lot of my time, so I won't even lift a finger on you. And when we started talking, I was like, I thought you was gonna slap me or beat me up or something. I was like, what's the point? You already don't waste my time, so I don't have the point anymore. I don't have the time or the energy to just you. So after that, he apologized. I was like, I'm so sorry. And then, I told him how he made me feel. I was like, that was not cool. No, that was not cool. I did not do anything to you. I didn't cheat. I was loyal. What's going on? We were rooting for you. That was the type of argument, not an argument, that type of conversation. I was like, we were just rooting for you. Like, dude, what happened? But anyway, I just told him, I just, one thing, when it comes to my heart, I will just protect my heart at all costs. I don't care. I don't know you for 10 years or whatever. If you break this heart, I always just put myself first. So I was like, this is not going to work. I think I'm just going to go my separate way. And you do what you got to do. Go back where you came from. I'm just going to do me now. I'm over you. You. Yeah, that was the case. Okay. I was like, okay, boy, bye. Girl, I can tell you the lying, girl, he hurt you. I was like, nah, girl, I'm not up for that, okay? My heart is not up for sport, okay? No. Mm-mm. So that's all. He broke my heart like that, girl. So, yeah. So if you want another story time, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you on another video. Love you so much, and thank you for 200 studies. Bye. Let's take it to 1K. Bye, y'all. Today I'm just so crazy.